In a world that is constantly pulling for our attention, trying to find a little bit of focus can feel, well, almost impossible. So today, we're going to dive into a powerful framework for living a more controlled, more meaningful life. It's rooted in some really old wisdom, and we're calling it the way of focused balance.
Does this look familiar to you? I mean, the constant pings from your phone, that never-ending to-do list, the feeling that you're just being stretched thinner and thinner every day? It's kind of the signature of modern life, right? But it absolutely does not have to be our default setting. The solution might not be some new app or productivity hack. What if it's about looking back? We're going to explore 4 really profound habits from Japanese philosophy that are basically designed to help us build an unshakable focus, even in our crazy, distraction-filled world. All right, so let's get into it. We're going to start with 2 habits that are all about building forward momentum. They teach us how to grow from what we do every day and, maybe just as important, how to learn from our past.
So first up is Kaizen. Now, you might have heard this term in a business meeting or something, but its personal application, that's where the real magic happens. It's a simple idea: continuous improvement. The core idea of Kaizen is actually beautiful in its simplicity. It's not about making these huge, dramatic, life-altering changes overnight. Nope, it is all about the power of 1%. The real question is, can you just get 1% better today? See, this completely shifts your focus away from this intimidating goal of perfection to something you can actually do, progress. And over a year, trust me, those tiny little daily gains, they compound into something truly massive.
So, I want you to make this your daily mantra. Seriously, before you even start your day, just ask yourself this one simple question. It could be reading just 1 page of a book, or doing 1 push-up, or writing 1 single sentence. The size of the action really doesn't matter. It's the consistency that changes everything.
Okay, let's move on to our next habit and see how these ideas build on each other. So while Kaizen is all about moving forward, Kintsugi is about how we see our past. It literally means to repair with gold. Kintsugi is this stunningly beautiful Japanese art form where when a piece of pottery breaks, they mend it with a lacquer mixed with powdered gold. So instead of trying to hide the break, the repair actually becomes a celebrated, beautiful part of the object's history. And this is just a brilliant metaphor for a powerful mindset. Our so-called failures, our mistakes, our cracks, they're not things we should be hiding in shame. In fact, they're proof that you've been tested, that you've endured, and that you have healed, and in the process, you've become stronger and more unique. Kintsugi teaches us to embrace our imperfections as a vital, beautiful part of our story. So, we've explored these habits for outward growth. Now, let's turn inward. We're going to look at 2 practices that are designed to build up our inner fortitude, our resilience, and our self-control. And that brings us to Gamen. This is a concept that really speaks to a deep, quiet kind of strength. It's all about developing the emotional maturity to face hardship without completely losing yourself in the process.
Now, Gamen isn't about suppressing your emotions or just toughing it out, not at all. It's about maintaining your self-control and your dignity when things get really difficult. It's that quiet, internal resolve that lets you weather the storm with grace, knowing that your reaction is one of the very few things you can actually, truly control.
The whole essence of Gammon can pretty much be captured in this one timeless phrase. It's such a powerful reminder that difficult situations are temporary. Just holding on to that thought gives you perspective and patience, and those are the very foundations of inner strength.
And our final habit is maybe the most practical one on the surface, but its implications are huge. Hara Hachibu is a Confucian teaching that translates to a very simple instruction: eat until you're about 80% full. This number is everything. 80%. It's not about restriction or depriving yourself. It's about moderation and awareness. It's about intentionally leaving a little bit of space.
And this is where it gets really, really powerful. See, biologically it works because it takes about 20 minutes for the "I'm full" signal to get from your stomach to your brain. Eating to 80% just respects that little delay. But now think about applying that 80% rule to other parts of your life. What if you only worked to 80% of your capacity instead of burning out at 100%? What if you only consumed 80% of the information that's thrown at you every day? This practice of intentional moderation, it creates margin. It creates space to breathe, to think, and to recover. The takeaway here is so simple. In everything you do, just try to leave a little space. That space is where the rest, the reflection, and all the sustainable growth really happens.
So each of these habits is powerful on its own, for sure, but their true strength, the real magic, is revealed when they start working together, creating this amazing system for navigating life with intention and with control. We can actually group these habits into two categories, which is pretty cool. On one side, you've got Kaizen and Kintsugi. These are your habits for growth. They're all about taking small actions forward while embracing the journey you've already been on. And then on the other side, you've got Gaman and Hara Hashibu. These are your habits for resilience. They focus on building up that inner discipline and patience to handle whatever life throws at you.
And this right here is the core message. The goal isn't to be some perfect, unflappable stoic. No way. It's to combine consistent progress with patient endurance. That combination, that is what creates a truly balanced and focused life.
So here it is, your 4-step framework. It's simple. Make a tiny improvement, reframe your past imperfections as strengths, endure challenges with dignity, and practice moderation in all that you do. You see how together they create this powerful cycle of growth and resilience?
Which leaves us with one final and really crucial question. It's a callback to where we started with Kaizen. Forget about mastering all of this at once. Just focus on one thing. What is the one tiny 1% improvement that you are going to make today?